anti-tracker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulty.
What is going on, everybody? Michael J. Crawford, the anti-tracker here. And let me start off by saying a couple of things. I'm hoping that one day, who knows, maybe some employee over at Google that can actually answer a couple of questions will see this video. So if you are a Google employee, you can reach me at antitracker.com. You can reach me on my Discord server, and of course you have my personal email address because you guys send me stuff there all the time. So please, anyone at Google, I would appreciate you to reach out. By the way, I happen to have an Android phone which is registered with the same email address that you already send your Google notifications to, which means you have my phone number as well. So you guys can absolutely reach me any way you want to. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Number one, what is it about my recent video, Is the Bible Hate Speech, do you see as unsuitable for most advertisers? Specifically, what is it in that video? Because I genuinely don't know. I would like to know what it is I did that is wrong think, in your opinion. Number two, what is it in the video titled, I don't care what you think or what Google thinks, this is not hate speech, is considered unsuitable for most advertisers? Again, just a simple question. Now, I could go on to some other videos that you've demonetized, but those two will do for right now. I would genuinely like to know what it is that I am saying or doing in my videos that you guys think is so offensive that advertisers can't handle it. If you could answer that question, please feel free to reach out to me in any of the various ways that you already have at your disposal to do so. Thank you. There is nothing about this message that is disrespectful. I am simply asking questions. So, with that out of the way, hey Thomas, how you doing? He's first in the chat. Mr. Miles is unsubbing as always. Life with Matthew is here. Marlena, Denver, Mystique, Alex, Captain Spire, good to see you, my friend, over from Doomcock. The Ranting Redneck, Mr. Miles again. Wow, the music didn't blow my ears out. Well, I'm working on it, Mr. Miles. BIRDOPREY, the traitor from Caroga, is here. Good to see you. Coffee, give me sight beyond sight. I'll tell you, Captain, I do like some coffee. Mike Richards is here from Columbus, Ohio, as usual. Thank you. Mr. Miles says, times they are a-changing. Alex says, it's the anti-tracker. It is. Marlena says, it's not censoring anti-tracker, it's fairness. Well, here's the thing. Fairness is such a subjective term, and that's kind of what one of the problems we're running into with all this stuff as far as the Vox Adpocalypse and all that, is that, fine, you want to say it's in the name of fairness, but you still need to lay it out. Being fair to whom? I mean, you have to, for example, people argue about fairness all the time in politics. One side will say it's not fair that that person doesn't pay their fair share. Well, what is their fair share? Well, in their mind, their fair share is a larger percentage because they have a higher income. But then that person will say, but wait a minute, it's not fair that I should be punished just because I'm successful. And so both of those statements could be seen as true. Fair is too subjective a term to use in setting up doctrine or rules for conduct. Admiral Saval says, no, not sure what that is. Rock Solid is here. By the way, Rock Solid, I think Mr. Miles has a question for you. Captain Cat says, this is a live chat, question mark? Well, I hope so. Life with Matthew says, hi to BIRDOPREY. Admiral Saval says, yo, I think that's what you meant to say the first time. Good doesn't care about you. I see you mean Google doesn't care about you or me or anyone here. Probably not, but I'm just trying to get answers. That's all I want, honestly. Pleading for Google to explain their decision is just as effective as praying. I would disagree with you, Tentacle. I would say that praying is much more effective. But I understand you mean that as a, from an atheistic perspective. I get it, but I'm still hoping beyond hope that somebody at Google will eventually, here's the funny thing. Google needs to change their attitude about it, because sooner or later, the federal government's going to clamp down on them. If not now, maybe next term, maybe the term after that. But sooner or later, Google is either going to be broken up like AT&T was, or they're just going to be regulated into proper behavior. So, advertisers don't like religion or Bibles. According to whom, though? Who's making that call, BIRDOPREY? Because I will tell you that, quite frankly, if you watch a religious show on television, there are plenty of commercials. Just saying. And by the way, when I did one of my... And the funny thing is, if that were the case, if it was just because I talked about religion, my live stream on Sunday, the one that I mentioned, it's called #Church Life is the Bible Hate Speech. That live stream was censored by YouTube, demonetized and deplatformed. However, the video that I posted later that day, which was an in-depth analysis of 1 John chapter 4, which included a section specifically dealing with some of the most controversial subjects in the Bible, namely how the Bible feels about various sexual practices, was not flagged or demonetized. So it can't be as simple as it's religious, because I had two videos that were of religious topics that day. One was demonetized, one was not. And the one that was demonetized, I requested a review. They finally reviewed it forever later. And they confirmed that, nope, it's not appropriate. Okay, fine. What about it is not appropriate? If you're not going to tell me, how am I supposed to correct myself? How can I align myself with YouTube's and Google's enlightened way of thinking if they won't tell me what's wrong about what I'm doing? Sorry. This one said, because they lose a lot of control over their masses, people would find another platform, not YouTube. People are already, I'll tell you, people are flocking to BitChute right now, and for good reason. Which, maybe mentioning BitChute is going to get me demonetized for this video. It probably will. Pleading for Google, I already read that. In today's news, local YouTuber anti-trucker suspiciously disappears from his suburban home after asking Google to contact him. Neighbors claimed he was a nice man, a quiet man. And BIRDOPREY says, advertisers don't like white men. But again, then why is it that only some of my videos are being demonetized? Thomas throws $1.99 in and says, it's all BIRDOPREY's fault. I agree. That's probably it. And wants to see number 8. Let's bring that up for you. Oh, yeah. And that is the true story of how me and Mrs. Anti-Trucker actually did meet. Ranting Redneck says, you're advocating for Christianity. That's all it takes. But the thing is, it's like, if that were the case, again, why is it that only half of my Christian videos are getting demonetized, which has been a pattern for the last couple of weeks? Hello, a live stream on my day off. Yes. Captain Spire says, Anti-Trucker, amazing to be here. Well, it's amazing to have you, my friend, and I'm glad you have joined us. Nothing is more offensive than an old white man. My father. Well, your father sounds like a jerk. Hope you ain't suffering too much. Well, I'll tell you, the back thing is bad enough, but this crap from Google, I don't understand. I really just don't understand. Because even if you want to argue about the political bent of Google, which I'm not, right? If Google, they want to be a progressive left-wing culture, I don't care, right? My channel is not about politics. Now, granted, that sucks if you want to make a channel that is about right-wing politics, but I'm not, right? I'm not advocating for Donald Trump. I didn't vote for the guy. I voted for the frickin' libertarian. But that's not what this channel is about. This channel is primarily about Star Trek, Star Wars, nerdy stuff. And then on a secondary level, on Sundays and only on Sundays, we talk about religion. However, if it was just the religious videos that were getting censored, okay, I would be okay with that. But I here's a fun one for you guys, and this is I showed this to Mr. Miles when we were talking about this very subject. Now, as some of you know, when Joshua does these animations for my Super Chat stuff, I have a whole library of them that I bring up. And some of you guys remember the one that takes place in Waffle House, where where I'm sitting there making waffles at Waffle House and complaining about Star Trek Discovery not being canon. Nothing political about it or anything like that. And so, just a silly little joke. And guess what? That video is uploaded to my channel. It's unlisted, but it's uploaded to my channel. It was flagged as being inappropriate. It was demonetized. That video, a 15-second clip that's a joke about working at Waffle House, was demonetized. Hope you ain't suffering too. I already read that. Thank you. I like my coffee like I like my men. I don't. I love that. That's good. How do you get those backgrounds to show up? Well, I download the backgrounds and stuff. It's not that complicated. Google needs to be broken up, and AT&T needs it again, along with Verizon, which was part of AT&T before. Well, I don't know. Well, Verizon, I can't see, because Verizon and AT&T and T-Mobile and Sprint are competitors in the field. Granted, Verizon is the largest, but they don't own 90% of the marketplace like Google does. Google, I do think, needs to be broken up if they're going to, and the thing is, if they're going to actively and knowingly attempt to influence politics and to influence the culture the way that they are the very definition of why we have antitrust laws. And so I think Google needs to be very careful. They're meddling in things they ought not be doing. When Veritas talked about the Pinterest censorship, YouTube deleted the video and Twitter suspended them for 12 hours. All the companies work together. Yeah. Not Ryan Johnson says, hello, Checker, and to everyone in the chat. Hey, not Ryan Johnson, how you doing? That's why I sent the link via thank you. Skype. Yes, thank you, Bird. I did see that. Oh, Nang, I just now see the Mirror Spock plush. Yes, that was a gift from Mr. Miles, actually, but yes. And Captain Spire throws $5 into the chat. Thank you so much, Captain Spire. Sorry it took me so long to get to it, because I try to go in order as much as I can. It says, games, movies, media, entertainment, they're shooting themselves in the foot by silencing people who support their products. Glad to support you. Thank you, Captain Spire. I truly, truly appreciate that, my friend. And let's see. The only faith YouTube will never demonetize is Islam. I don't know if that's even true. I don't do videos about Islam, so I couldn't speak from any personal thing. I don't think that there's any set rules of what YouTube will or will not do. Tiki says, editor, what about a new second church channel might help keep the heat off you? I considered that. I thought about just using my old channel, Rational Roundtable, for that, and I may yet do that, because it would make sense. However, here's the thing about it, is that it's not just the religious videos. Like I said, the video about Waffle House got demonetized. There's absolutely, if you've never seen by the way, Captain Spire, just so you know, I know you're new around here, whenever you throw a super chat in, you can pick a super chat reward. If at the $5 level is what we call UBERCHATs, which is one step up from super chats, and so you can pick any number 1 through 10, and those are the UBERCHAT rewards. So if you so choose, that I will play that for you. But it's not just religion. That's the thing. I've had videos about. I had my video about the Fantastic Four coming the MCU got demonetized. It's a movie. It's a freaking video about the Fantastic Four. What is wrong with these people? And the thing is that then you request a manual review, and they confirm that it's inappropriate, but they won't tell you why it's inappropriate. If they would just tell me what I'm doing that is so inappropriate, I would stop. If they said, hey, we don't want you talking about religion, fine, I'll move all my religious videos over to another channel. No problem, I will do that, right? If they say, hey, you can't talk about the Fantastic Four for some reason, I mean, I don't know what is wrong with these people? Mercer throws a couple of bucks into the chat. Thank you so much, Mercer. I do appreciate it. Says, Ray, if someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. Thank you. I needed that. And Mercer, don't forget if you want a super chat reward as well. I know I'm behind in the chat, but let me try to get caught up. Admiral Saval says, by the way, I cannot draw anything out of the small cargo container in Space Engineers last night, and I'm part of Team Anti-Trekker. Yeah, I think that there's a problem there, Admiral, and so we need to work on that, because I can't get access to some of the cargo containers too. So that's something that Wesley Crusher I need to get with him when he has a little bit of time and get into the game and see if we can figure it out. Waffle House Super Chat was my second favorite. Yeah, well, don't worry. The Waffle House Super Chat is still in the 1 through 25 list. It's just that video as a standalone video got demonetized by YouTube and they won't say why. And I don't know what could possibly be seen as horribly inappropriate. YouTube feels Waffle House is inappropriate. They like Denny's. That must be it. Adam says, that's why I don't use YouTube when I stream. I use Twitch. I don't blame you. I tell you, I wish there was an easy and viable alternative to YouTube. But won't that just make Google or Google B or Google C into an... not necessarily. Here's the thing, Captain Spire. When they broke up AT&T, right, the remnants of what was AT&T is now a plethora of competing corporate interests. For example, all the cellular providers we just mentioned, Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, all started as part of AT&T. And so, and they're certainly not working together. So no, if you break up a company, they are no longer the same. They're not under the same corporate ownership. They are now competing interests. T-Mobile is buying out Sprint, so they'll only have 3 service providers soon. Well, that I've heard about. But here's the other thing. Besides the big 3 that we'll have, we also have the little guys, right? We have Cricket, we have Virgin, and a couple of others that I can't think of, Boost, stuff like that. So it's not like the big guys are the only ones that play ball. There are a bunch of different options for your cellular provider. You can go with, if you want reliability above all else, you go with something like Verizon. If you want to be affordability above all else, you go with someone like Cricket. Devil's advocate, Waffle House might be an advertiser. That could be, but even so, the term Waffle House is never mentioned in the video. Your live streams used to be demonetized before you said hello. That's true. We made some progress. It's probably mostly due to an algorithmic problem. They've been changing their system a lot here. Yeah, you're right, Ranting Redneck. I do think that part of it is, in fact, an algorithmic problem. That's what causes videos to get flagged in the first place. However, it is not a freaking algorithm if I appeal a flag and they confirm it. According to them, now they could simply be lying. They could absolutely be lying. But according to them, if you request an appeal to a demonetization, they manually, as in human eyes, view the offending content and make the determination. And on the Fantastic Four and those 2 live streams I mentioned, they confirmed that they are inappropriate. Maybe the Fantastic Four is a trademark name and you don't have the right to use it. Actually, Dan, that would fall under a copyright strike, not a demonetization issue. And a copyright issue is completely different. And if it was a copyright issue, then they were using a term like Fantastic Four, just like using a term like Google or Verizon or anything else, is all fair use. You can talk about these companies. Everything is inappropriate. YouTube will have to shut down. Stick it to YouTube. Stick it to Google. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you so much, Rock Solid. Yes, please show your support. I do appreciate it. And by the way, Mrs. Anti-Checker wants you to hit that thumbs up button as well. Right?
Hit that like button.
Thank you, Mrs. Anti-Checker. The hottest woman never seen.
Hit that like button.
Okay, let's not make it run. Go too much. All right, Mercer picks number 14. Thank you, Mercer, for putting in 3 times. I know a lot of chats going on, so I'm trying to keep up. Number 14 for Mercer. Let's find out what is number 14.
Okay, Dad, let me get this helmet off here. And...
You, Luke Skywalker. Lousy and great. Hate that kid.
Yes, another classic. What it seems to me is that those companies that give Google sponsorship, they automatically defund or warn. CBS, Disney, Waffle House, etc. But you see, I've never heard of any kind of relationship between Waffle House and Google. You know, I can see like the Disney and CBS and so, I mean, because the media providers, I know, Google is in bed with everybody that's in media right now because they're and they made a deal to where they changed the algorithm to try and push people into corporate sites. And that's why if you search for something now, you get more and more results from like CBS News or the BBC or anything like that. What they say are authoritative sources, because the rest of us are all non-authoritative sources and therefore need to be second tier. But yeah. Thomas says, you got demonetized because Mrs. Anti-Trigger isn't in your videos. That must be it. Mr. Miles says, Anti-Trigger, can you monetize videos of any length? Maybe the Waffle House one is too short. I'm stretching here. No, you can't. As far as the length of the video, you can't put multiple ads on a really short video. You can monetize any video you put on YouTube. However, even if the video was not qualified for monetization due to length, demonetization is different than not qualified for monetization. Demonetization means that the system intentionally flagged that video and said that this video, and I sent you what it actually says, that the content of your video is not suitable for most advertisers. And so you need to tell me what that content is. So that means, man, I wish I knew. BIRDOPREY, please tell me what number is the Waffle House Super Chat. If you could, please do. That might be Bird making it hard for Turtistan players to play in the Space Engineer server. That could be, yes. Cricket Hand's weapon Cricket Hand Weapons Anti-Checker are a company. No, Cricket is a phone company in the United States. As a software developer, I never believe a company manually looks at anything. Jeffrey, I don't either, but I'm just going by what they say. I have a suspicion that there's a term manual review is misleading. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, a lot of people don't think it's human. I don't think it's really a human. Listen, do you smell something? Yes. Sprint gives me free Hulu and 50 gigabytes mobile hotspot. I knew T-Mobile will take that away and unlimited data for $60 a month. I'm not here to talk about cellular providers, but you know, get the best deal you can for the best quality of service you can. That's what I say. As I said before, Tumblr is terrible. It doesn't seem to like it when I post a picture of a lightsaber saying it's inappropriate adult content. Well, Dan, in all fairness, your lightsaber is pink and has kind of a bulb at the end and shoots acid out the tip at people. Everything is fine with our system until the power grid was shut off by Dickless here. You are on a Ghostbuster tirade today, Mercer. Although I do love Ghostbusters. The stream froze me when I refreshed your favorite online service, CBS All Access, was playing. Was it a commercial for CBS All Access? Now, there's irony. Was the Hour Spinning Spock demonetized? Strangely enough, I do not believe so, but I haven't checked it recently. Let's see. You are so kind to take care of that man. You know, you're a real humanitarian. I don't think he's human. I hate Sprint. All right, enough about cell phone providers. Jeez. Pay as you go makes me happy. No contract. Stop with that. I'm not talking. I don't care about cell phones. It's Lore, not Reloaded, but Data's brother who reviews every video. His evil makes sense. That would make sense. And let's see. I don't. BIRDOPREY, did you not see my request? If you know it, what is the super chat number for the Waffle House one? If you're still with us, Bird. If you are still with us, please let me know. Westergaard stayed up late working on the base and making Bird a Jeep. Forgot to make it green. Let's see. My God, man, drilling holes in his head is not the answer. The artery must be repaired. Now put away your butcher knives and let me save this patient before it's too late. So, moving to another subject completely. And Bird says, don't see it. All right. Let me find the video here because I do want, I mean, I'm curious. He says it's number 23. Yeah, it's not 23. Shut up. Bunch of jerks around here, I tell you. Cell phone talk. Can you hear me now? We'll go to video manager. I'm going to ask Joshua for Evil Universe Spock versus Disco Spock in a dance-off. That would actually be really funny. Let me find something that's demonetized. Oh yeah, video I did talking about the flagging. Remember when I got false flagged a little over a week ago? Yeah, Fantastic Four, rumors for the Fantastic Four. That video actually got demonetized for no apparent reason. My Batwoman super chat got demonetized, which, all right, that I don't really care, but, and I don't even know if I posted, I don't think I posted that one yet, because I wasn't sure that it was good enough. But let me see, where is what I'm looking for here? Is it still loading? No. Come on. Oh, okay, it's still loading. How many of the edits... How many of my edits are demonetized? Just the only one that's currently that stayed demonetized after the review is the Fantastic Four one, and I have no idea why. You will be absorbed. Yes, I am of the body. Okay, here's one you guys have not seen. But we'll try this one. This is a super chat that I have not actually released because it needs a. I don't know. I just didn't quite work for me. But serious question: does YouTube maybe look at thumbnails? Well, they say that demonetization can occur based on the thumbnail image, based on the content of the video, based on your tags, based on your description. So it could be anything like that. However, my thumbnails are pretty consistent. They are always the same image, my turd on one side, Mr. Miles on the other, with a banner in between with some kind of description and a picture behind of the subject matter. Every single one of my videos, for the most part, has that same thumbnail. And so there, if like some people say, oh, it's because you have a turd for your avatar. If that were the case, then all of my videos should not be demonetized. That's the thing. You have to find something that is just in the videos that get flagged. Mike Richards blames Herman Schmeckelbeck. You're probably right. Herman Schmeckelbeck is an evil person, I tell you. Could Waffle House be an UBERCHAT? No. It's not an UBERCHAT. It's too short. It's only like 20 seconds long. It could be that it's not in the new list because I haven't gotten everything together. I'll have to look. But check this out. Let me bring this up. And let's go game screen. All right, here we go. So this is, obviously, this is the Creator Studio screen. And you can see this video is demonetized. It says limited or no ads content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. Let's play it.
I'm sorry, but since you said Quantum to an original series fan, we are not lowering the price.
This is absolutely brilliant.
So, please tell me what about that video is inappropriate for most advertisers. Now, Mr. Rouse says it's because you showed violence. There was no violence in that video. You saw the man turn around angry, and then you saw him in a hospital bed. There's no violence depicted in the video. I hope it's not his avatar. I just did a video about the anti-trigger. I don't think so, Rambling. And so I deem this super chat monetized. Not Ryan Johnson. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Sexist depiction of a woman. There's not a woman in that video. And by the way, not Ryan Johnson. Of course, if you want a super chat, Uber chat, or even one of the dreaded mega chat rewards, let me know. Violence is implied. Well, if that were the case, then shouldn't anything with violence imply? I mean, is the algorithm that smart to where it sees that? I mean, because if the algorithm, what I'm trying to figure out, what flagged that in the first place? How is the algorithm detecting something in that? An automated system. Let's see. Okay, here's the video of Mrs. Anti-Tracker running off with Dr. Alex. That one got demonetized. Let's see. And the funny thing is, so there's videos that say things like CBS. I did a straight up political video called CBS is trying to silence the nerd community. No flags. Nothing. Not Ryan Jansen says Bird gets to pick one. All right, Bird, you get a $10 super chat picked on your on whatever you want, Bird. So throw it at me, my friend. Let me see if I can find. Is it still loading? Waiting on it. CBS was off that day. And Bird picks Uber number 7. You got just a minute. And I will play. I'm just looking for. Where's another one? Okay, so that's the. It's funny, that algorithm, right? I know it doesn't make any sense, Peter. It truly doesn't. I am so at my wit's end with this. Because it's like they're completely. It almost feels like they're just randomly selecting videos to demonetize now. And when they manually review, and then they just say no, but they won't explain it. Meanwhile, as I've said before, my views have been cut in half because they will not promote my channel anymore the way they used to. And so I am just frustrated. Doesn't even begin to describe how I'm feeling. A Hostess Twinkie maker. That's interesting. So this is what Mercer just sent. Because, that's a big Twinkie. All right, so UBERCHAT number 7. I don't even remember which one that is, but we'll find out. But BIRDOPREY's favorite is whatever this is.
So, does anybody really know why we're fighting anyway?
Well, I think. Hey, didn't he vote for Trump?
He did.
Get him!
So remember, if anyone has an opinion, they're probably wrong.
Now we know!
And knowing is half the battle.
And there we go. And by the way, that is so appropriate, BIRDOPREY. I mean, if anybody has an opinion, they're probably wrong. That right there sums it up. And so that is, I think, thank you, BIRDOPREY. You picked the perfect one given our conversation today, my friend. I appreciate that. So, man, sorry, my allergies are driving me crazy. Remember, kids, Care Bears kill. That's true. Captain Spire loves that one. Yeah, by the way, there's some great super chat rewards out there, Captain Spire. And you still get to pick one, Captain Spire. Since you did put that $5 in, 1 through 10 as an Uber chat. Now that one is number 7, but you can pick any of the Uber chats, 1 through 10, Captain Spire, and I will play it. Echo Base puts $10, well, $9.99 in, says, could you look at our last posted video, which is a new intro, and tell me if you think it could get copyright claimed. It's less than 30 seconds. All right, Echo Base, let me take a look here. Bring up your channel.
Starting.
And let me see. So, okay, the network, Echo Base Network, new introduction. So I'm going to look at it first without sharing it with everybody else because just in case. So you're playing, first of all, let me say this. Right off the bat, I would say The biggest problem I hear here is the music. All right, that you didn't change the soundtrack from Empire Strikes Back, and so if you play a musical clip from a copyrighted source that's more than a few seconds, it can very easily get hit. But let's continue. Yeah, what I would do, honestly, I kind of like what you're doing there, and that shot of you guys getting the selfies is actually really funny. I'm going to show that for people to see. I do like that. It's a fun little intro. However, yes, I would be very cautious about using this. And so what I would do, if this is what you want to use, and yes, thank you, BIRDOPREY. I know you sent it on the side. I know you could hear it, but that's why I played it in small little chunks as opposed to playing it all at once. So the looking at what you've got here, I like it, but what you can do is go to a website called Incompetech.com. They are a free website that offers some really good royalty-free music that you can overlay on top of that, then find some generic sound effects to replace the blaster bolts with. And then you will be safe. Because for that 17 seconds that we're seeing from Empire, I don't think you'll get a copyright strike for that, but I think you would get a copyright strike for the music. And so that's where I would be careful. And in fact, see, like said, without seeing it, I hear Empire Strikes Back, AT-AT fight music, and that's honestly, that's the problem. UBERCHAT 6 and 9 still uncovered. I didn't know that we still had UBERCHATs that have not been revealed yet. And oh, very nice. So that's what Mercer was sending, is the Ghostbusters Firehouse. Very cool. Well, I should have clicked on it after I moved away, just in case you sent me something inappropriate. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having that on my desk either. That's really cool. Biden in 2020, Obama's granddaddy. Okay. Sassy sent me a photo of Kuroga's first test flights on Discord. I'll be a sucker. What did you do here, Thomas? Let me go and see. Yeah, that's the Kurogan Air Force, all right. So for those of you that don't know, Kuroga is an evil dictatorship and Sassy is our spy in Kuroga, and this is the Kurogan Air Force is training and trying to get off the ground. So there we go. That is the Kurogan Air Force at work. All right, so Captain Spire says, UBERCHAT number 9. Let's find out what that is. UBERCHAT number 9. Well, all right, well, let's beam down to the planet. Energize, Mr. Scott.
Aye, Captain.
Welcome aboard the USS Discovery.
This has got to be some kind of other universe, right? Please, send me back. Oh my God, send me back. I beg you, no, send me back. Oh. There we go. Another classic. And thank you, Captain Spire. I truly do appreciate it. And of course, we still have Echo Bass and let's see. Well, no, we played the one not Ryan Johnson gave it to Bird. So Echo Bass, you did put a $10 super chat in, so you can pick one of the mega chats or UBERCHATs or super chats if you so choose. So we need a super chat for I'm looking for nuclear vessels. That's racist now, though. See, that's oh man. Bird, is it a spy when they send it right in front of you? Well, you know, just because Bird's oblivious to the fact that Sassy's spying, it's all right. It's probably bad news that I knew the Empire Strikes Back scene based on 2 seconds of music. In my defense, I've watched Empire Strikes Back about 700 times. Love that movie. Oh, yeah, I would have identified it right away as well without seeing it. That's a classic John Williams piece. But, yeah, you just want to be careful of that. I have the Ghostbusters Firehouse play set from when I was a kid. Oh, that's cool. Captain Cat says that's anti-trigger every time he watches Star Trek Discovery. That's pretty... No, I don't really cry. I just get really, really angry. Dan says, some people get in trouble when they make videos based on some film or TV, but few people get off with a job to come and make more videos for the a few people get off with a job to come and make more videos for the company. Not sure what you mean. Wesley is here. Sorry I didn't see you earlier. The way Wesley says, entry, you skipped me twice. Are Turkestan, Kuroga, and Space raced to the moon or an arms race? Yes. Sorry, Wesley, I didn't skip you intentionally. You know, the chat's been going pretty fast today, and I am also, as I think you know, medicated, which makes it a little more difficult for me to focus. Little does Anti-Trigger know, Sassy is actually a double agent. I doubt that. Mr. Miles says, I don't have the coin, but I want an objective, subjective review of the Back to the Future trilogy. I'll tell you, Mr. Miles, that's something that may happen eventually. But right now, and you guys know, I've said this a couple of times. Obviously, I got to get this stupid Galaxy Quest review done. I'm working on it, but I have a couple of things. Now, you know about this, Mr. Miles. The rest do not, so please don't spoil it for them. But you know, I got to do a couple things about the anti-layer this week that has to get done, that I have no choice in the matter. And then I'm going to finish the Galaxy Quest review. And then after that is the Captain Marvel review. I'm obligated because I was bribed to do the Incredible Hulk pilot. That's coming next. Then I'll be free to pick another review, and we'll see what's out and what we're going to do at that time. But eventually, yes, I would like to do Back to the Future. But it's honestly, and I know you guys enjoy it more when I do films that we hate as opposed to films that we love. I've had Star Wars video game streams demonetized copyright claim because there's John Williams music in it. Lesson learned, I don't stream Star Wars games. Yes. And that's the funny thing about Lucasfilm and other groups, CBS and stuff. The more you attack people talking about your product, you hurt your product. Because if you silence people who talk about your product, then you know, nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. Nobody's interested in it. And bam. And by the way, and so then we have this from Mercer says, wants this, the Die Hard Plaza collection. That's actually kind of cool. I do like that. So it's the Die Hard Blu-rays in a replica of the Nakatomi Plaza. So that's pretty cool. And Tom says, don't forget the Borg review. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm behind on that, too. And I know but that's something that once we get the initial stuff done, yeah. I can't wait to get back to that. Trust me. I want, and I absolutely mean this, Thomas, I want nothing more than to feel normal again. When my back, I hate my back. I really, really hate my back. I'm hoping that the procedures that I'm going to get done are going to help. I hope and I pray that that's the case. $259 for that. Dear God, yes. The tower better be equipped with a real broken glass. Except the Gillette advertisement. That was bad advertising. Don't forget the SG1. That's true. I got to do that too. I know. You guys love, well, you specifically, Mr. Miles, love the SG reviews. It's 25 years of the 50. That's like 25 years of the 50. That tower. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Thomas says, what the F is Stargate? And then, of course, he's going to throw Stargate Origins in the chat. Nintendo used to demonetize claim all their IP streams too, force people into the Nintendo Creators Program. I made 1 cent in 4 months. Again, I didn't do Nintendo content. Yeah, exactly, Roxal. And that's the thing. These people are idiots when they silence people talk. Because if, for example, with Nintendo, let's say if I'm doing a live stream and I play Mario Kart, and you guys go, ooh, Mario Kart. Or for example, we've been doing occasional live streams on Space Engineers. And I know for a fact that several of you have purchased Space Engineers and also Kerbal Space Program as a result of me and BIRDOPREY and others doing streams of these games. So the last thing that the developers of Space Engineers want to do is shut me up. Because it gets them free publicity. We have fun with it, and yeah. So, yeah. Hans Gruber is a great villain, yes, but I still liked him better in space. By Grepthar's hammer, now I have a machine gun. I wish that would be a great line. The black guy in Die Hard is similar to Geordi. Actually, wasn't that the dad from that stupid sitcom? No, I can't remember the guy's name. I want him to suffer like I suffered. He tasks me, and I will have him. I need $5 to buy space engineers. All right, so somebody send Hector $5 so he can buy space engineers. No, the black terrorist that took down the tower. I'd have to. I can't picture him. Family Matter with Carl. Yeah, Carl Winslow. Thank you. That's who it was. Thank you, Life of Matthew. Contact the creators of the game and reach out to see if you can get them to sponsor some videos. Seeing you's plan to play it anyways. Actually, that sometimes that can work, Mr. Miles, and I may do that actually. Dude, you see the Falcon heavy fuel tank blow up? Did it? I didn't. I missed it. Rock Solid repeats that it is Carl Winslow from Family Matters. Yes. Theo, the power guy. And let me see. Oh, him. Yeah. Okay. This is the character he's talking about. I don't think he looks like Geordi. But are you talking about a Geordi, or are you talking about Geordi LaForge? I thought you were talking about Geordi LaForge. Maybe I'm just being a little too racist there. Oh, demonetized. I said the word racist. And accused myself of being racist. He was also in Top Gun? Was he? Okay. Man, what does Google have against you? I don't know, Mr. Captain. I truly don't. It was 4:30 a.m. Eastern this morning, says Peter. Did you see the Falcon heavy fuel tank? Oh, no, I did not. I did not see that. Because at 4:30 a.m. Eastern, I was in bed. I was serious when I mentioned smaller channels and you have sponsorship before. Yes, I know. And I'm not, and I know, Mr. Miles, that's something that I will look into. And Lore Reloaded used to do that back before he was Lore Reloaded. And he got a couple of sponsorships. Although, I will be honest with you, those sponsorships can sometimes backfire on you, because if you get a paid sponsorship for a video, then you can't get ad revenue for that video, and if the sponsorship doesn't get you more revenue than the ad revenue was, then it's a losing proposition. Getting software manufacturers to support YouTubers is tough. It's about the same subscriber size. I'm about the same subscriber size as Anchor, and I have hardware manufacturer support, but software development is damn hard. Yes. It can be, and that's the problem, is that some people see the wisdom in the free advertisements, some people don't. But it also depends on how confident they are with the product. Because it's just like with film critics, right? You notice that sometimes, like the film critics generally get to see movies for free, and they get to see them early. Why? So that they'll talk about those movies and help generate buzz. If the movie sucks, then they tend to not show them to the critics. Let's see. But playing Space Engineer seems dangerous. Somewhere is a hot-tempered guy with a gun. Yeah, I know. Those Kurogans. He played Sundown in Top Gun. Okay. Black guy with glasses, it's Geordi. Well, BIRDOPREY just, I'm not going to even go there. And the quarterback is Toast? I don't get that line. I can... it's funny because I know that is a line from something and I can't quite nail it. Maverick's co-pilot after Goose died. Okay, yes. Now I can see him. And the worst they can say is no. That is true. BIRDOPREY says it was built by Turtistan. No, only good things were built by Turtistan, BIRDOPREY. Go watch it then, Antraker. Great explosion. If I remember, I will. Ad revenue, what's that? Well, Mr. Miles, you would know. But that's the thing, is that the ad revenue, yeah, YouTube, I'm not going to even get into it. I'm so done with YouTube's and Google's lack of caring about the people that build their company. Curiosity rover measured a dramatic spike in methane. Could be a sign of life, report. Interesting. I didn't hear about that. I knew that they said that they found evidence that there could have been life on Mars in the past, but I haven't heard anything recent. Google makes you wish you were all supported Dogpile a little better back in the day. Yes, they tell you. Or Yahoo, or Alta Vista, or something. Anti-Checker is the type of professional 8-bit, 16-bit era YouTube. Anti-Checker has all the type of professional... What? Hector? Anti-Checker has all the type of the professional 8-bit, 16-bit era YouTuber. Okay. Mr. Captain says, don't sell out! Well, here's the thing, Mr. Captain. I'm not going to sell out to, I mean, you guys know I'm a filthy whore, and you can bribe me to do pretty much anything, but I'm not going to just sell out for, free games or anything like that. However, if a game that I'm already going to play, like Mr. Miles is suggesting, I'm already going to be playing Space Engineers. So if I can get the people at Space Engineers to sponsor that, that could be cool. However, if they're not willing, it's no harm, no foul. And Mercer is sending on YouTube. What is with you guys putting... Oh, the quarterback is toast line. All right, let's take a look here. If I can hit the button there. All right.
Oh my God, the quarterback is toast.
There it is. And before CinemaSins comes up, let's close that out and go back. So Goose died in Top Gun. Spoilers. Sorry. Yes, Goose dies. Being a reviewer is better than getting a sponsor. I would tend to agree, Rock Solid. It's just that you also have to pay the bills. And Trigger, I will be on the game later today. Cinnabunny seems to live in the game. Yeah, Cinnabun, he does. He spends a lot of time in there. Or she. I don't know Cinnabun's gender. However, yes, I'll try to get in there later, Wesley. Can't promise you when, but if I see you there, we need to figure out why some people can and cannot access the cargo and stuff. And we also need to basically, at this point, turn off the auto accept for the group so that people who can join Kuroga or Anti-Trekker, we don't want people to just randomly switch back and forth. And so we should make it so that it's once you join a team, you have to ask to join the team, get approved, and then if they leave the team and join someone else, well, then they're out. Admiral Small says, here's an idea. Use Twitch to stream. They give better streamer support. Except that I believe Twitch, to get the support from Twitch, and maybe they've changed, I don't know, but Lore Reloaded was looking into that a while back, and Twitch wanted you to basically do an exclusive deal with them. And so then you would have to stop producing on YouTube, and that doesn't help me much. Dress members, sluts, give it away, whores, charge for it. I, too, am a whore. There you go. Enter is sold out to CBS All Access since that's the only ad that plays on this channel. That is hilarious if I'm getting... it's funny because I have seen the CBS All Access ad on my channel a few times, which I laugh every time. And then I also, like on the Sunday streams, I'll get like Pure Flix, which is like a Christian alternative to Netflix. But then they flag it saying, oh, it's not appropriate. Well, you know what? It seems to be appropriate for Pure Flix, so maybe shut the hell up. Actor said that you look like some of the YouTubers that are in the retro gaming scene, i.e. Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, not one of your professional multiplayer Twitch gamers. Yeah. Well, I'm not really into the 8-bit retro gaming thing. That's rock solid. Talk to that man. But yeah, I get what you're saying. If you could get a developer to sponsor a server or $8 a month to pay for the server, that would be awesome. Yeah, that would be cool if we could get someone to pay for the server. however, like I said, if if people are playing, like right now, you, me, Bird, and Cinnabon are playing in there. I've seen Admiral Saval in there a couple of times. We want to see if we can get a few more people actively playing on the server. Then I'll pay for it. I don't have a problem with that, but I want to make sure that it's worth it. Thomas says DMCA, because why not? Didn't know there was groups. Yes. Well, there's only one right now because BIRDOPREY hasn't figured out how to start his. I will promote you. I will promote you to the leader of ATT. Oh, of the anti-tracker. I got you. I was like, what are you talking about? AT&T. That'd be awesome if I was the CEO of AT&T. And then I'd take a week's salary and then retire. Twitch requires 3 times a week stream for monetization. Okay. I'll look into it, but here's the other flip side of that, and this is a real problem when it comes to this kind of thing. It sounds easy. Oh, just stream on Twitch. Oh, just go to BitChute. But your audience doesn't follow you, right? Like right now, we have 60 people watching this stream. If I was streaming on Twitch, maybe 10 of you, and that's the problem. You don't have to stop on YouTube. You just can't upload your Twitch stuff to YouTube. Is that... Well, I don't know if they changed the rules on that, Bird. It used to be you had to have an exclusive deal with them. Would you record while playing Space Engineers while not streaming? Wish we could have seen you react when Bird went out of his way to shoot you unarmed in the back. I tell you, I wish I was recording that so you could see it from both angles. Yeah. Let's see. Roxanne says, speaking of horrors, paint me like one of your French ladies, Jack. What? Okay. Marlena is saying stream on DLive. But again, Marlena, we run into the problem that if I were to stream on another service other than YouTube, nobody would see me. I mean, yes, I could put out an announcement on antitracker.com and Patreon and stuff to say, hey guys, I'm streaming over at fill in the blank. However, only those people would even see it, and only a few of them would bother to come over. And I'm not an established person on those platforms, which means that we would get almost no audience, and no audience takes some of the fun out of it. It also makes it, and sorry to talk plainly here, but it makes it so it is not profitable. Because let's be real, the super chats are very helpful. I'll be completely honest with you guys. Without super chats, I would be homeless right now. Because with the YouTube super chat combined with ad revenue and stuff is what pays my mortgage. And so, yeah. And yes, Wesley, I figured that ATT was the anti-tracker team. Enderman of Doom is here. How you doing, my crazy old friend? I'm glad to see you. CBS on Twitter or YouTube a lot. There are videos unavailable to watch due to a country I'm in. Of course, that makes sense. What's the link for the group, anti-tracker? Well, what you got to do, Peter, is first of all, in the description to this video, there should be an IP address. That is the Space Engineers server that we are on. Once you are on that Space Engineers server, then you can join a faction. One of them is anti-tracker. That would be me. So then when BIRDOPREY figures it out, there's going to be a second team called Karoga, the arch enemy of Turtistan. So, and so you can join one, and then, Bird does need a couple of people to help him out, but I hope that we can kind of balance it. I would hate it would, and this is no joke. It would suck if everybody was on my team or if everyone was on Bird's team. We want it to be evenly spread so that, it's not like one team completely overpowering the other. Alex says, I'm not watching. I'm just listening while watching my dogs. All right, Alex. So make sure those dogs aren't pooping in my yard. And Enderman now says, I'm back. Yes, I know. And I'm behind in the chat, Enderman. I'm sorry. You need to have 51 followers to get the Twitch deal. Gotcha. I'm on Mine's Bit Huge and DLive, so following you won't be an issue. Well, Core, I appreciate that, and by the way, I love your name, Core, the Dahar Master. Me and Mrs. Antracker actually just finished watching over last week. We watched Errand of Mercy, we watched Trouble with Tribbles, We watch Day of the Dove, and then we watch Blood Oath. That's actually a fun way to do it. Can't you stream on more than one server at once? Theoretically, yes. However, you get into trouble with monetization of doing that. Paint me like one of your French ladies is a quote from Titanic. Oh, I didn't catch that. I only saw Titanic like once. Because, here's the thing about Titanic. Even when I went to see it in the theater, spoiler alert, the ship sinks. Superimposed in place of the AT&T walkers in the AT&T walkers in the Invasion of Hoth from The Empire Strikes Back. That would be great. Yeah, that was a cool picture. Do you have to be seen? You could do a podcast. I've considered doing the podcast route as well. And no, I honestly, if you followed my channel for some time, when I first started doing live streams, I didn't show my face. It was just my turd avatar on the screen. And people complained. People complained because they couldn't see me and they wanted to see me. I know I have a face for radio. I'm not going to lie. I'm not trying to say that I'm the most beautiful person in the world. However, if people are more comfortable seeing a person as opposed to an avatar, then, well, here I am. And the flip side of that is that, well, podcasts can be successful, but it's actually more difficult to get into podcasting than you would think, as far as being successful at it. And I would watch you on Twitch, says Thomas. Well, thank you, my friend. And I was the first guy to super chat with you. You were, Mercer. Haha, you owe your home to me. Well, Mercer, if you're ever in the neighborhood, you can stop by. The Twitch bits are 1 cent per bit. I don't get the Twitch bits thing. That's the other thing, Josh, is, and I know you guys are trying to be helpful and encouraging, but keep in mind, you're talking about learning a whole other platform. I barely can function on YouTube. And so, starting to try and learn, as it is, I'm backing up stuff on BitChute now. Mrs. Anti-Trekker is mirroring on her channel. And then, people say, oh, go to DLive, go to Twitch, do all this stuff. I don't know all those things. I'm not 20 years old where I could just pick up a new platform in 2 days. That is a problem with getting old, I will tell you. Being over 50, it's much more difficult to learn this stuff than it was when I was 30. Let's see. Andrew, want to change to Anti-Trekker and Team? I would say change the name to Turdistan. And how to spell it, I'm not 100% sure. You're going to need to have a UN faction to keep both sides in check. Well, you can create your own faction in the game. Don't let Anti-Trekker lie to you. He watches Titanic once a week and cries every time. Okay. Joseph throws €2 in. Thank you so much, Joseph. I hope Bird won't slay me like like a disco article. And number 23, yes, number 23, the ultimate classic, my favorite super chat. Here it comes. There we go. The day that disco died. Oh, I love that one. And Wesley's going to make the Kuroga team. Thank you. Titanic only got good when it hit the iceberg. Agreed. Mr. Mouse says, your live streams are basically a podcast. Actually, my live streams are a little different than typical live streams because unlike most of the friends of mine out there that do live streams, I don't really have a topic of discussion. Like today, when I started out, yes, I had my message to Google, but that's the exception. You guys know, usually I start my live stream just reading off the chats, and we go through chats until we're done. Like, I'm going to be wrapping up here in a little bit, and and I've just been following your guys' chats. We've been having a conversation. That's what I like to do. Most people that live stream will either have a guest that they're talking to about stuff. Like I'm working, hopefully in the not too distant future, I'm going to be on a Doomcock stream with him, working on trying to get on Nerdrotic stream with him just to hang out and talk. And I love that. and then they'll read like super chats that come in. And that's perfectly fine. I'm not criticizing it, but that's not my style. I like, I do the live streams to directly interact with you guys. That's the main purpose of my live stream, is to have that connection with you guys. It helps ground me. It helps me keep a pulse on how you guys are feeling about the content that I'm doing. And it keeps our community tighter, in my opinion. And I think that's why, and there's no lie, for the size of my channel, the support you guys give me is ridiculous. I have this, basically, the amount of support, meaning like, not just super chats, but people that subscribe, that pay for a subscription on antitracker.com, people that support me on Patreon. For the number of subscribers that I have to my YouTube channel, I have a phenomenal amount of support from you guys. And so thank you. And I think it's because we have a community, and I truly, truly appreciate that. Your face has character. That's a very nice way of saying you're kind of ugly. Ain't nobody wants to see you. Let's just be honest about that. Well, Rock Solid, I don't know why people want to see this hot mess, but they do. Why would I join Team Kuroga? I'm Team Turtistan all the way. I'm a bloody scientist there. I went to space for Turtistan multiple times. That's right. But, I'm saying that there are people out there that should join Kuroga. People that are into abusing animals and stuff like that. People that have no ability to empathize with others, etc. Peter says, on Steam, this is me. Oh, very cool. Well, Peter, I am the anti-trekker on Steam. So if you send me, because I unfortunately on the link, it doesn't bring it up in Steam. It brings it up on the web browser, which I'm not signed in on the web browser. If I remember, I will try to invite you as a friend. Otherwise, if you find me the anti-trekker, I will accept your friend request. But Space Engineers, if you join our server, doesn't matter if you're a friend of mine on Steam or not, you can still join our server. Why does Mr. Miles still not have a wrench? Because he would abuse that power and ban everybody. Did you happen to catch Legion last night? First episode was better than all of season 2. I did not. And if it was good, awesome. But no, I haven't watched Legion. We kind of lost interest during season 2, to be honest with you. I liked season 1 a lot, but season 2 was just kind of and we stopped watching it. And we're still like maybe just a few episodes into season 2. Titanic was bad. Ship sails, ship hits iceberg, ship sinks, the end. Yeah. Although, the best thing about Titanic, honestly, the best thing about Titanic was the Titanic reference in Ant-Man. That's it. If Rian Johnson made Titanic, the ship would not sink at the end. No, if Rian Johnson made Titanic, then then Jack and what's-her-name would have purposely crashed into the iceberg. They would have taken control of the ship and crashed into the iceberg because it just needs to die. But Kurogan teams will need vests to avoid Joe's team-killing sprees. That's true. Wesley says, I'm a quadruple secret agent. I'm spying on Kuroga to spy on you, but to spy for Kuroga to spy for myself. Okay. 66 watching, only 1 dislike. No Kuroga fans? Well, there's obviously BIRDOPREY himself, but I guess that's it. Enderman says, I got a pet praying mantis as a present. Very cool. Mrs. Anti-Trekker loves praying mantises, by the way. That's awesome. Wesley says, you treat us all like friends, and that's why we follow you. Well, thank you, Wesley. And you know what? You are my friends. Honestly, you are. Granted, I don't know most of you face to face. I only know what a few of you look like. And, because there's so many in our community, I don't even know all of you guys by username. Sometimes I'll see one and I'll say, oh, that's a new one. And it's like, oh, no, I've been on your live streams for 6 months, and I feel like an idiot. But we are the nerd community. We are friends, and I view you as my genuine friends. I would love, and I've said this right when I first started the channel, and I maintain it to this day, is that eventually, if this channel does manage to get past this wave of censorship, if we grow, if we get to the point where not only am I doing this full time, but I'm prospering doing it, then yes, I am going to dedicate a huge portion of myself to going out there and meeting as many of you as I can. Like going to various cons and stuff like that around the United States first, and then hopefully maybe one day around the world, and meeting up with you guys, because that would be such a blast. Mr. Cat says 1,400 subs so we get the anti-tracker origin. That is very true. I tell everyone to find me on your friends list and then add me. Tell everyone to find me on your friends list and add me. Okay, find Wesley Crusher on your friends list and add him. Night Breeze is in the house. Good to see you. Mr. Miles would ban himself. He probably would multiple times if you know what I mean. Titanic 2 starring Steven Seagal. Yes, we're going to sink this ship. I got a pet rock once. Best pet I ever had. Yeah, I know that's a lie, Mr. Miles. If Rose from Star Wars was on the Titanic, she would ram it into her boyfriend. Yes, that's true. I named him Saruman. You're okay. You're praying mantis. That's a good name for a praying mantis, actually. I never needed to walk it or feed it or water it or give it any attention at all. Awesome pet. Yeah, but you know what, Mr. Miles? I would bet real money that you like a certain goddess named animal more. Mr. Miles has a wrench for a face. Ooh, wow. I can't add friends on Steam? Really? Well, I'll see if I give me a minute, Peter, and I'll see what I can do. This is my favorite channel. Well, thank you, Mercer. I truly appreciate that. I was in an accident involving a cloaking field. Don't be so insensitive, Thomas. You don't just read super chats like Campia. Oh, don't get me started about John Campia. I'll tell you. John Campia is not a part of the nerd community. He thinks he is, but he is not. I'm sorry. He is a corporate shill. Bortus from the Orville will be on Omaha Comic-Con. Oh, very cool. If I was anywhere near Nebraska, I wouldn't mind meeting that guy. I would love to know how it feels to be like the most masculine homosexual in television history. I think that's actually, Bortus is an interesting character for that because he breaks the mold of what a gay character should be. And I actually really like that about his character. If Rian Johnson made Titanic, it would be set in a cabin in the woods and about the struggle against climate change by saving trees. It makes no sense, but neither did Star Trek Discovery. Well, that's true. But Rian Johnson did The Last Jedi. I think you were thinking about Alex Kurtzman. Being a YouTuber too, you cannot appreciate the support until you see it for yourself as a creator. I'll double down on what Antrekker is saying. You, the fans, make a huge impact. Absolutely rock solid. And I'll tell you, almost all of my non-sleeping, non-working, and lately non-doctor visiting time that I have is dedicated to YouTube stuff. And I don't say that because, oh God, I got to get another video out. Oh man, I love it. You know what? It really burns me that I don't get enough videos out. It hurts that I don't have the Borg series done, that I don't have the Galaxy Quest review done. I want to get that stuff out there because I love the fact that you guys enjoy it. And then we can hang out and talk about it. And I love that. Joseph says, I do not remember the first video from you, but I hated it. And your name is Andy Trekker, and I love Trek. And then I watch more and realize, yay, sarcasm. And then I'm in. Yes. Well, and I'll tell you, that's the thing. A lot of people, I think that's part of the, and granted, I can't get rid of it now because it's kind of, I think, ingrained in what we are. But, I know that the name Anti-Trekker is a little bit of a stumbling block for some people. In fact, Captain Foley over at Trek Yards, he, for a longest time, refused to check out my channel. Not because of anything he saw, but because my name was Anti-Trekker. And he was like, why would I want to watch a guy that is against Star Trek? And, of course, he didn't realize, as many don't, that actually I'm very much a fan of Star Trek. I am so passionate about Star Trek, and I will reveal the reason for the name Anti-Trekker in the near future. A few of you guys have probably already figured out, but I'm not going to get into that. However, the whole point of this channel is not to attack Star Trek, is to attack those that are attacking Star Trek. And by the way, from Mercer, Far Side, and this is classic, a dog leading the hunters saying, I can't smell a damn thing. Yes. So, yes, that's what your dog is really thinking while they're on the hunt. And Ranting Redneck, I know that got blocked. So you hope you don't mind, and you're putting a YouTube. I assume that's a plug for your channel there. Let's see. Interview with Anti-Trekker, or is it? Oh, okay. I will check that out. So I will check that out when I get a chance, and you guys should too. If it's good, I haven't seen the video yet, so I'm not endorsing the video. But if it's good, make sure you give it a like. Make sure you subscribe to Ranting Redneck if it's good stuff. If it sucks, and this is the truth, Tell Ranting Redneck what's wrong with it. Don't just say, oh, this sucks. Say, you know what? You need to work on X, Y, and Z. Because that's how we YouTubers, and I will tell you, I can't speak for Ranting Redneck, but I guarantee you Rock Solid feels this way, is that we want your criticism as long as it comes from the place of, here's how to improve. We want to hear, oh, you need to do this. Oh, you need to improve this. Because if we hear that, and then we can adapt and make our channels better. And a lot of the changes I made to the channel have been because of stuff like that. Nightbreeze, I can't send super chats. It keeps saying message not sent and telling me to edit it. I've had that problem a couple of times. I don't know what it is, but I'm assuming that it's not because my entire channel's been demonetized. I hope not. If so, that would be news to me. But let me double check and make sure I don't have any like new notifications from YouTube about how horrible I am. Let me go to my Gmail, make sure I don't have anything. Nope, nothing from YouTube about that. So, and then let me go and check monetization status of this video. If it'll let me. Yeah, according to this, it seems okay. So it might be a problem with your account or just an error in the system. However, if you, and by the way, thank you for saying that, but if you do want to support the channel and you can't send a super chat, you can always do it through PayPal, and you know the rules. If you do it through PayPal, you still get a super chat reward. Just let me know, and so I can verify it. And so we can all come over to your house for a hangout and checker. We can party. We can stay overnight at Laura's. Yes, you can always stay overnight at Laura's. If you come over here and visit me in my house, I will direct you to Laura's house for your lodging. Mr. Miles has a pet Stargate. I would not be surprised. That Voyager episode with the fighting Tuskegee, what is on TV? What did you think? The fighting, I can't quite make out that word, Thomas. The Tuskegee? You got to give me something a little more. I can't quite understand what you're saying. Campia is to our community as the founders were to our galactic peace. Yes. John Campia always looking like he just finished eating lunch before streaming. He really should floss. That's messed up. Oh, thank you. Mr. Miles sent me a side message saying the episode where Seven fights the Rock. Not a great episode, not a horrible episode for Voyager. Honestly, that's about all I can really say about it. If Anchek was my father, he'd been in a mental hospital already. What makes you think this isn't a mental hospital? Enterman says, I've seen Godzilla King of the Monsters, by the way, with my dad as a Father's Day present. It was effing awesome. The critics who say there was too much monster stuff can all burn in hell. I agree, Enderman. I enjoyed Godzilla King of the Monsters. Was it the greatest movie ever made? No. The story could have been tightened up, but yeah, the monsters all looked freaking awesome. Roxall says, damn it, just lost my feed altogether. Back, sorry. Well, Roxall, too bad, because I was talking about you a little minute ago. Antrigger, just back from my place of employment, and I think I left my brain at my desk. Well, you better go get it, because brain, what is brain? Now, you see, I saw your name while STD was still fresh in mind, so thinking anti before Trekker didn't bother me. Yes, and I can understand that. I truly can, because, yes, the STD thing, and I did create this channel right when STD came out. And it was as a response to STD that I originally created the channel. That's not the origin of the name, but that is the genesis of the channel. I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about this crap. Favorite Trek woman, 7 and 9 to podcast, Beverly, old time Trek, always beautiful women. Today's climate, can't have gorgeous women. Yeah, I mean, all of them. I'll tell you, I did a video about the hottest women in Trek, and I picked 7 of 9 as my number one. And number one. And I picked Uhura from the original series as number 2, which some people hated, but it's just my subjective opinion. T'Pol, I didn't rank quite as high. Same reason, same as Kess, because and I don't like butch haircuts on women. I just don't. And so, while 7 of 9's hair is too short for my tastes, at least it looks like a feminine hairstyle. T'Pol and Kess, they have man hair, and I don't like that. There is a Titanic 2. I couldn't imagine what it's possibly about. Yeah, I don't know. If Peter Jackson made the Titanic, the ship would sink 3 hours longer than in real life. No kidding. But then again, that movie was already ridiculously long. All right, let me try to get caught up here. Scientific says, Antrekker, I'd like to see you do a show with JP of Egotastic Fun Time. Like, see the two you trek out for a few hours. I actually wouldn't mind talking to Egotastic Fun Time. I've only seen his videos a couple of times, but he seems like a straight up guy. I would be open to the idea, absolutely. And out of curiosity, could you have gone with anti-Trekkie without changing the unknown meaning of it? I'm not going to answer that, Mr. Miles, because in answering that could give away why my name is. Whether I said yes or no, that could give a hint as to why my name is what it is. So I'm not going to answer that. Antrekker, have you watched the God Culture channel on YouTube yet? Not yet, Thor's Hammer. I've been busy with the doctors and all that crap. You go ahead and keep bugging me about it. Eventually, I will get to it. So, but welcome, my friend. I realized a few dats ago, I assume days, that the first video I saw of yours was about you sending support to Lore Reloaded. I thought, what a nice guy. So I checked Lore out, and he was yelling at people. That's funny. Lore and I are actually good friends. He lives right down the street from me. And so Lore's been incredibly successful on his channel, and I could not be happier about it. And you know, and I brag about this sometimes. I know I shouldn't, but I do. Is that when my channel was significantly smaller than it is right now, but just gotten a little bit of success. Like I was like around 4,000 subs. This was probably about a year ago. I was pushing a small channel called Overlord DVD that had about 1,000 subs less than me. I was pushing a small channel called Nerdrotic, who had about 2,000 subs less than me. I was pushing a small channel called Mecha Random that had about 500 subs less than me. And guess what? All three of them have just exploded since then. I could not be happier about their success. And so, way to go, guys. Now that you guys are up there, mind helping a brother out? I'm actually trying to get some of my followers to follow you. All of us creators need to start supporting the creators we like any way possible. Thank you, Ranting Redneck. And I actually do the same, obviously, and I believe in that. I said that on Doomcock's Patreon Discord event the other day, where I do think that we as content creators have a responsibility to not only produce good content for those people that subscribe to our channels, but to remind them of other good channels on YouTube so that we grow as a community. And when I say grow as a community, let's be real. There are a lot of people at Nerdrotic. You know, Nerdrotic's got over 100,000 subs. So, you know, he's a big player in the nerd community right now. And a lot of those people don't know about the content that Doomcock's putting out. They don't know about the content that I'm putting out. They don't know about the content that a lot of people in the nerd community are putting out. And so they're never going to find out. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not accusing Gary of anything because he's mentioned me a couple of times on his show, and I truly appreciate it. But, you know, so it's Gary's responsibility to make sure to let them know, hey, check out this channel, check out this channel. Because if you don't do that and we just focus in on one guy, one opinion, what happens if Nerdrotic decides to retire? You know? But yes. I truly believe that we need to, and we are obligated to support. BIRDOPREY 5, I mean, gosh, I talk about his channel all the time. Even though I kid BIRDOPREY, he's a great guy, and of course, I say you should be subscribed to him. And I will not be surprised if a year from now, BIRDOPREY 5's channel dwarfs mine, because that's kind of how it works. By the way, we talked about it on BIRDOPREY's channel once. Dwarf does not mean what you think it does. J.J. Abrams is reportedly going to Warner Brothers for $500 million, so I expect he will reboot The Matrix. Actually, my understanding is that, if anything, he's going to take over the DCEU, which could be a good thing. They need someone, because J.J. Abrams, say what you want about him. I know a lot of people call him a hack and all that. I don't think he is. But I don't think he's found that perfect franchise for him to be part of. But if you look at his vision, if you look at how he did Star Trek, if you look at how he did Star Wars, if you look at the type of visual and style he is and the storytelling style he is, he likes building up a mystery kind of thing. He's talked about the mystery box and stuff like that. If he's building a franchise like the DCEU, he could be a good guy to do that. The problem is, and where he kind of falls flat a little bit, is that a lot of times he'll set up the mystery, but never the resolution of the mystery. And you have to have the resolution, right? You had the mystery box in the Marvel Universe for years and years and years about Thanos. We got the big payoff this year. You need to have the big payoff at the end of the road. Mrs. Anti-Trekker is here saying a quick hello. She's probably gone by now because it was a few minutes ago that she said that, but thank you, babe. Good to see you. Randy Redneck entry. I'm trying to get. I already read that. BIRDOPREY is right. Wow, I can't believe I said that. Oh, that super chat error means something in the super chat YouTube doesn't like, such as URL or asking for following subscribers. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Some people saying hi to Mrs. Anti-Trekker, the queen of our turds. All bow down before the queen. Oh man, bunch of jerks. Everybody's saying hi to Mrs. Anti-Trekker, so I can skip the better the graphics, the more it seems we just playing a movie without a script. Yeah, that's the thing, is movies need to be more than just spectacle. And I think that's why the Marvel Cinematic Universe worked, is that despite the incredible spectacle that is the final battle in Endgame, and not to mention the big battles in all of the Marvel movies, for the most part, have been really good. But what really gets you at Marvel is not the big cinematic battles. They're fun, they're exciting. But what gets you is the characters, right? The relationship of Steve Rogers and Tony Stark, right? Now, 10 years ago, if you ask people, what was Captain America and Iron Man's secret identity? Very few people could answer, because neither, they're not Clark Kent, they're not Peter Parker, they're these characters that people might have heard of but don't know much about. But now, you talk about Steve Rogers and Tony Stark, and that's more important than saying Captain America and Iron Man. That is an accomplishment. That, and is so well done. These character stories in the Marvel Cinematic Universe are what keeps it going. If J.J. Abrams can capture some of that, only put it on the DC side, I am 100% for it. Then I think Bad Robot going to Warner Brothers would be the best move ever. If not, oh well, they tried. Nightbreeze says, check PayPal. I got the notification, my friend, and if you just throw that number at me, what do you want? If it's a monster film, it's a monster film. What do people expect? Moonlight and roses and romance? Exactly, Peter. I would say for a Godzilla movie, that is a movie. I do not go to a Godzilla movie expecting a deep character story. Because let's be real, if you've seen any of the Godzilla movies, it's always just about the monster fight, right? The character stuff is just waiting to get to the monster fight. And you can talk to me again if you like. Roxanne says, you can talk about me again if you like. Actually, I'll catch it in the replay, but I'm always up for cheap plugs. Yeah, if you're into retro gaming and stuff and hardware, check out Rock Solid. He's got some good stuff on his channel. He really does. Thomas says, last stream with Nerdrotic and Doomcock, they did mention you. Oh, very cool. I didn't see it, but that's cool. Midnight's Edge would probably be willing to have you on their live show. We know the voice of Midnight's Edge watches your channel. I do like Midnight's Edge a lot. I don't get to catch a lot of their stuff, but I would be honored to be on their show. And honestly, while I'm off work due to the back issue and stuff, and I told this to Gary and most recently to Doomcock that, hey, my schedule is open. Let's talk. And we'll make something work. And I know you guys would understand if for some reason I didn't do a live stream one night because I was on Nerdrotic's stream or I was on Doomcock or Midnight's Edge or whatever. I know you guys would understand. Should hobbits really be talking about dwarfs? Shut up, Rock Solid. I really think going on Nerdrotic or Doomcock's channel will help your sub numbers. Just always remember to talk to us, not just the super chats, and play number 23 a lot. That, as far as my live streams, I have zero intent on changing the format of my live streams. I will always read as many comments as I possibly can. That's what I do. Occasionally I have a guest, not very often, but it can be fun. Like when I had the drunk stream with Captain Foley, that was a lot of fun, but that's not going to be the regular thing around here ever, because I love you. These streams are for you guys. JJ should do a series on spinning Spock. That would be epic. Tiki says, no, keep JJ out of DC. Well, I'm sorry, but right now DC is in complete disarray. They need something. Yeah, Miles, does Kurogan wrenches are lesser than Turtlestand? Does Kurogan wrenches are lesser than... I assume you mean are Kurogan wrenches lesser than Turtlestandy ones? They certainly are. I really think Abrams needs to stop being so reliant on the mystery box. I tend to agree, unless there is a solution behind the mystery box. Thundercats, hello, says Antricker. While not every nerd, YouTube in the growing community might not be a fan of each other, I think most realize they do need to have each other's backs. I agree. And that's something also, and I don't mean to plug it again, but on Doomcock's Patrons Discord event, I talked about we have to stand together, because right now, not only do we have people like CBS and Lucasfilm ruining our franchises, but now we actively have groups like Google trying to censor us from even talking about the fact that we don't like it. And so we have to stand together to show them that we will not go quietly. Sorry, ain't gonna happen. And you know what? If you shut down my channel right now, does that mean that the nerd community goes away? No. However, you should be subscribed to Mrs. Antitrekker's channel just in case, or go over to my BitChute channel. Links in the description below. Let's see. Stark and Rogers respect each other. They do deep down, but they also have ideological differences that they can't resolve. And I think that that's wonderful the way they did it. Captain America is really Herman Schmeckelbeck. No, Herman Schmeckelbeck is true evil. Actually, I think that that's going to become the official name of the Pot Wayne guy, is Herman Schmeckelbeck. Does he keep freezing? No. Abram is a starter, as a storyteller. His problem is finishing story. You're right, Core, and that's where I think that Abrams, if he partners with someone that can help him be a closer, that would be awesome. Nightbreeze says, "All hail the Hypno-Turd." Okay, well, you called it, my friend. Yes, we see the fish, the ominous music, and what do we think? All hail the Hypno-Turd. All glory to the Hypno-Turd. You must bow down before the Hypno-Turd. The Hypno-Turd knows your mind. There you go, Nightbreeze, my friend. Thank you. Also, did you know the Monarch website shows King Ghidorah was in Finland and now is in Africa? I did not. Like yesterday's gathering in the lair, you should do one of those. I'm thinking about that, Spock. And by the way, welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before, but I did see you, of course, during the gathering. I'm thinking about doing something like that instead of the patron streams that I've been doing. I kind of like the interactivity of that, especially since it's a smaller group. So look for that in the not too distant future. Let DC have Alex Kurtzman then. Well, we don't want to completely destroy DC now. Wow, hobbits get grumpy when you call them out for attacking dwarfs. Jerk. DC needs Looney Tunes Batman versus Daffy Duck. That would be interesting. We will not go quietly into the dark. We will not surrender without a fight. Yes, today is actually, Independence Day is coming up next week. I might have to do something about that. I actually think I will. Thank you for inspiring, Mr. Miles. On Independence Day, I will release my Independence Day speech. Rodan was in Antarctica, of all places. I thought Rodan was in that volcano in, like, South America. Mothra is moving everywhere around the world at the moment. Oh, so it's like a current tracker? Is that what they're... Okay. When has JJ's Mystery Box Craft ever worked? Honestly, I think that if you... Well, for example, Lost was... and I know people don't like the ending of Lost, but that's the problem with the Mystery Box. The Mystery Box aspect of Lost worked very, very well up until when the ending. And the problem was that... And this is where JJ needs to work. And this is honest, constructive criticism. I think JJ is a talented individual, but where he needs to work on his things is create the mystery box, but you need to know what the solution is at day one. If you don't know think about it. When they made Iron Man, they knew they were heading towards the Infinity Saga. And they dropped hints along the way, and those hints became more and more obvious as things progressed. However, with JJ, and he said this, and this is his biggest flaw, is he thinks that the mystery is more important than the resolution of the mystery. In a sense, he's correct. right? And that it is more interesting to watch the mystery unravel than to see the resolution of the mystery. But even taking that into account, you have to have that resolution so that as you unravel the mystery, as you get closer to it, things make logical sense. If you don't know what the ultimate resolution of the mystery is, then you're going to drop clues that are contradictory, and then that ruins a good mystery. Right? And so you need to know that ultimately it's going to lead to X, so that everything along the way, while you know you're going to not give it away for a long, long time, but everything points to X. That's where Abrams needs to improve. It amazes me negativity that I get when I say I don't like Discovery. It's like showing Dracula the Cross, and all of them speak ill of you, which is surprising. It depends on where you're at, Darth Maul, but I agree. As far as the shills out there that defend Discovery, don't get me wrong. I know people, like, for example, the But Wait guy in my videos, Andrew. Love Andrew. He's a great guy. But he actually liked The Last Jedi. And he and I have talked about it, but here's the thing. When I tell him I think Last Jedi was a bunch of crap, he doesn't say what an idiot I am. He just says, well, I disagree with you. I actually didn't have a problem with this, and I kind of like this. And I say, well, I like certain aspects, like I might have liked the visuals on this or something, but I didn't like what they did to Luke. He's also younger than me, so he didn't have the attachment to Luke that I did. And, we can have a conversation about that. But yeah, when people suddenly, and this is what pisses me off about this stuff, when people suddenly say you're a racist or you're a homophobe or something like that because you don't like this product, right? You didn't like Discovery, therefore you're a racist. Well, if you haven't seen it yet, please watch and spread the video I put out yesterday that shows exactly what CBS thinks of diversity. Please do. Because that video, I think, carries an important message to it. Because the diversity is a lie, people. It's a bigger lie than the cake in frickin'... oh, man, now... Wow, what game was that? I'm losing my mind. But you guys know what I'm talking about. The cake is a lie. I can't believe I forgot the name of the game. From Valve. I can see the weighted companion cube. Portal! Jeez, why did I forget that? Portal. But yeah, diversity from CBS is a bigger lie than the cake in Portal. Herman Schmeckelbeck has named his two cats Ray and Burnham. And both of the cats were males that were then sexual reassignment surgery. I miss when movies had big special effects, but only a few, like Ghostbusters and Back to the Future. Both these movies were low budget. Well, the problem is special effects need to service the story, not the other way around. And we've lost that in a lot of films. Look up Monarch Sciences and you can see movements of the on all four of the kaiju. Godzilla passed really close to Skull Island not too long ago as well. I will look that up. Actually, Enderman, if you have the link for it, put it in the chat. I'll make sure that it gets approved. And let me see. Asteroid Day is on Sunday in Trigger, but it's going on through this week. Asteroid Day? You lost me. Is that from another movie reference? Rodan House, starring Patrick Swayze. That's just wrong. Lost was so good until the end, but it wasn't for that end. Holy crap, that show was well done. Exactly, Mr. Mouse. And that's where I think that JJ needs to work on his resolution. If he can get that down, bam. All right, let me get caught up, and then we got to wrap things up here, guys. Peter says, you have to know the conclusion about halfway through the 10-year saga. You have to know what the conclusion is about halfway through the 10-year saga entry, and even Marvel didn't really know to start. Well, they knew ultimately that they wanted to go in that direction, but first, the first couple of movies, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man 2 and Captain America, those were basically proof of concept. They knew that they wanted to go to the Infinity Saga. They had to prove that they could do it. So then when they proved they could do it and they did the Avengers, of course, that was the first hint that we got to see. That's when we actually got a glimpse of Thanos. And I remember what a great time I had at the theater. Because at the end of Avengers, and they showed that post-credits scene, about 90% of the people in the theater were like, who the hell's that? And so I actually stood up in the theater, embarrassing Mrs. Anti-Trekker, of course, stood up in the theater and explained to the crowd who Thanos was. And that was a lot of fun. When Anti-Trekker calls me a jerk, all I hear is, as you wish, which we all know means I love you. You know, there's some truth to that. When I do say jerk, I kind of mean, yeah, I love you, but stop it. Portal 1 and 2, yes. Thank you guys for reminding me of Portal, as I'm an idiot. Was the ending of filming of the OG Iron Man, they were going to go with the Avengers, Anti-Trekker, and then at the end of the filming of Avengers, they went with Thanos. Yes. But they had to prove they could get the Avengers going before they could go into Thanos. If they dropped a Thanos hint in Iron Man, but then Iron Man was not a smash hit, it wouldn't have worked out. But by the time they got to the first Avengers movie, they knew they were going to be able to pull off the Infinity Saga. And boy, did they. I didn't mean the ending of Lost. What I did have a problem with that they denied that it was what would happen when some fans guessed the ending. They could have just said, just watch and see. I agree. I don't think that, you know, and I know JJ has done this a few times. A lot of studios do this where they say, no, that's not it. Look at the horrible debacle over Khan with Star Trek Into Darkness. Ironically, also an J.J. Abrams film. What studios need to do when fans are putting out the theories, when people ask, don't say no, just say no comment. Period. If you say no comment, like when people ask me about my, you know, the meaning behind my username, Anti-Trekker, I do not answer the questions. Why? Because if I say no to that, then that narrows it down. And if I say no to something that actually ends up being the truth, I'm a liar. So, yeah. If anything, I'm a Kurtzman phobe. I hear Alex Kurtzman is doing something, I get scared. I sympathize there. All right. Again, get caught up and wrap up. Don't mind, I already read that. Some a-holes did a written essay that they think proves that hating The Last Jedi links to sexism. Oh, how BS this article was. Oh, Enderman, send that article, please, to tnn@antitrekker.com. That's where, if you send that article there, it will go to our editor, and we can do a video about it. I enjoyed The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens, and the prequels. Nightbreeze, you just wanted me to say that, didn't you? And Enderman throws in the link for Monarch Sciences. Thank you, my friend. Hopefully it doesn't play a bunch of noise. I see it's loading. All right. Cool. So, yeah, I see the globe there. That is actually really cool. I'll show it to you guys real quick. So this is what you get at that monarchsciences.com. A very cool looking globe, actually. And I assume, yeah, so Monarch Outpost. What's the, so various, nice, well, the blue one's the actual kaiju. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So Rodan is currently right here. That is actually really, really cool. I'm going to have to play with that a little bit. All right. We do this, we complain, we rant because we want our franchise to be good again. You are right, Core. Have you ever played any Command & Conquer games? I played every Command & Conquer game. I see you on Steam every now and then playing Command & Conquer, Admiral. I haven't played Command & Conquer in a while, but I love Command & Conquer, especially the first one. The first one will always be my favorite. Time to rock and roll. Man. If you don't know that song, you've never played Command & Conquer. One of the best parts of a true nerd community is that we can disagree and get along. Yes. There's the link. You can also see so many classified. Yeah, that's actually really cool, Enderman. Thank you. I remember when Herman Schmeckelbeck was just a name, Anti-Trekker, pulled out of thin air. Herman Schmeckelbeck has come a long way in 2 weeks. Yes, that's true. But wait. Peter Quinn is putting a link for the Asteroid Day. Asteroid Day, also known as International Australia's annual global event, which is held on the anniversary of the Siberian Oh, okay. That's cool. The most harmful asteroid-related. I did not... So it's the anniversary of that impact. Very cool. Thank you, Peter. I did not know that. And let's see here. Let's see. Josh says, have a good day. I will, my friend. Darth Maul says, hope They don't take all this success and gotten Marvel and waste it. I want to enjoy and love the MCU for years to come, and I want to enjoy Captain Marvel. I do too. I hope that Captain Marvel does not ruin the MCU. I truly do. Peter says, I've Command and Conquer 3. Command and Conquer, I like I know a lot of people think Red Alert 2 was the apex of Command and Conquer. I actually like the Tiberium series better. But that's just me. And let's see. Enderman, Godzilla is light blue, Mothra is blue, Rodan is red, and Ghidorah is yellow. Thank you. So that's the color key for that. Gotcha. Good morning, Anti-Trigger. Hey, Rambling, wrapping up here. That song sounded like the theme for Magnum P.I. Oh, no, very different. But yes, you want to play Command and the music for Command and Conquer is awesome. The gameplay is awesome. It's a tongue-in-cheek, real-time strategy game that is so freaking fun. I used to play multiplayer with my friends in LAN parties all day long. I loved it so much. All right, guys, I do need to wrap it up. So thank you for hanging out with me all this time. I do truly appreciate it. Please do not forget, I mean, obviously, like, comment, subscribe to this video, but also make sure you check out the other people in the nerd community. Not just the big names, although I do recommend the big names like Nerdrotic, Doomcock, Mecha Random, Lore Reloaded. Yes, even Trek Yards and others. People that speak from the heart, regardless of their opinions, I think are valuable. But also, check out the smaller guys out there that are with us right now. Right? You should check out BIRDOPREY 5's channel. You should absolutely check out Rock Solid's channel. You should check out and I don't know all you guys that produce stuff, so apologize, but Ensign Ricky, he's not here right now. Ensign Ricky's got a great channel going. Matthew has got a great channel just getting started. There's a lot of great stuff out there. Please support the nerd community because we will win this. Supporter stream, yes, there'll be a supporter stream in probably about 4 or 5 hours, give or take my back, and so we'll work on that. And check out Mr. Miles' work on Anti-Trekker. Oh, yeah, never mind. Yes. So, and Peter says, sub to my channel. I will have content and lives soon. So, I'm not going to endorse a channel that doesn't have any content on it. But check out all of the nerds out there. And, hey, like I said, if you see somebody that's putting out crap, let them know what they can do to improve. If you see somebody that's putting out good stuff, subscribe, like, and let them know that, too. All right, guys, have a good one, and may all your craps be solid. What, you saying, what happened to the credits and why am I staring at a black screen? Well, there's actually a reason for that. I updated the credits, but I forgot to update it in XSplit, the broadcasting software. So let me get that fixed while you guys are scratching your head and going, Anti-Trekker has completely lost his mind. And where is it? There. And by the way, Mr. Miles hates this version. Let me know if you think this version is bad.